XRP Ledger revives batch and delegation after bug fixes. XRP Ledger developers are bringing back two features that were pulled after security researchers found critical bugs, according to a CoinDesk report published August 1st, 2026. The features Batch and Permission Delegation ship in the XRPLD 3.3.0 release expected next week, though they still need validator approval before they go live on the network. Both were withdrawn once already. Getting them re-enabled now depends on the same open voting process that rejected one of them earlier this year. The two features returning batch lets up to 8 transactions across different accounts execute together, so either all of them succeed or none do. That atomic behavior matters for anything that has to happen in a single step, such as a swap that pays and receives in one action, or a coordinated set of payments that should never land halfway. Permission delegation lets an institution grant another account narrowly scoped authority without handing over full signing power. A treasury desk could authorize a bookkeeping account to submit specific transaction types, for example, while keeping the master keys locked away. It is the kind of granular control that custodians and larger operators tend to want before they build on a chain. Neither is a consumer-facing payment feature on its own. Both sit lower in the stack, as plumbing that wallets, exchanges, and payment apps build on top of. For anyone relying on XRP for cross-border transfers or stablecoin settlement, the relevant point is that the network is filling in the developer tooling that more complex products need. The bugs that pulled them each feature was withdrawn after a specific serious flaw. Batch reached the validator voting phase in February 2026, then security researcher Pranamya Keshkamat and the audit firm Cantina found a flaw in how the amendment validated signatures. The bug would have let an attacker execute transactions from any account without holding its keys. On a payment ledger, a signature forgery hole is close to the worst possible category of bug, and the amendment was voted down. Permission delegation was pulled earlier in September 2025 after a bug surfaced that allowed one account to charge transaction fees to another and potentially drain its balance. Both amendments are now listed as obsolete in the Ledger documentation, marked to be replaced by the revised versions in 3.3.0. The pattern here is worth stating plainly. These features were caught in testing and voting, not after they went live with real value moving through them. That is the amendment process working as designed, even if it means a slower path to shipping. The voting hurdle code being written is not the same as code being active. XRP Ledger amendments only turn on if 80% of trusted validators back them for 2 consecutive weeks. Until that threshold holds, the features stay dormant, even after the software ships. Batch carries extra baggage here. It already has a record of being voted down once, in February. Validators who rejected it over the signature bug will be looking at a rewritten version, and there is no guarantee the second attempt clears the bar quickly. The rewrite addresses the specific flaw that was found, but the vote is a separate question from the fix. The 3.3.0 release also carries 3 new amendments, alongside the 2 revivals: confidential MPT, sponsored fees and reserves, and dynamic MPT. Each of those will run the same validator gauntlet. Reading the timeline, XRP traded at 1.06 as of August 1st, 2026, down 1.6% on the day and 2.6% over the week, per CoinMarketCap. Broader sentiment sat in fear territory at 33 on the Fear and Greed Index. So this is a quiet market technical update rather than a catalyst the market is pricing in. For developers and institutions evaluating XRP Ledger, the read is straightforward. The chain is restoring capabilities it wants for institutional-grade use cases, and it is doing so through a review process that already caught 2 dangerous bugs before they shipped. The trade-off is speed. A feature can be written, pulled, rewritten, and still sit in limbo waiting on a validator vote that may take weeks or fail outright.